Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. All right, guys, hold on to your hats because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing with some serious talk about the Seahawks making a bold move in the offensive line. Word is that the Seahawks are eyeing Penei Sewell, the star offensive tackle from the Detroit Lions, and it's not just a casual rumor. There's real momentum behind this potential trade. The buzz suggests that Seattle might be ready to offer a first-round pick in the 2026 draft to land Sewell, and it's got Seahawks fans everywhere buzzing about what this could mean for the team's Super Bowl aspirations. Now, let's back up a bit and get into why this move would make so much sense for Seattle. Penei Sewell, as many of you know, is a beast on the trenches. The guy's a massive, imposing presence who can lock down one side of the line like a wall that's nearly impossible to get past. He's a young, technically refined all-pro talent who's only getting better. In 2025, Sewell played 13 games, only allowed one sack, and scored a PFF grade of 92.3, which puts him among the top tackles in the league. His run blocking is equally elite with a grade of 90.1, making him a true mauler on the ground. His EPA per run is plus 0.19, and he's had just one holding penalty all season, with 0 injuries to speak of, which is huge considering his size and style of play. What makes Sewell such a game-changer is not just his individual talent, but how he elevates the entire offensive line. When you add a guy like him, you're talking about a player who can turn a good line into an elite one. For the Seahawks, who have already shown solid consistency with their OL this season, adding Sewell could be the final piece to truly lock down that front and give Geno Smith more time to work his magic, especially in crucial third-down situations. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. The Detroit Lions, sitting comfortably at 10-3, are looking to make a push for the postseason, but they're also in a position where they're trying to manage their cap space and roster depth. Sewell has been a cornerstone for Detroit, but with a cap hit of around $18 million, the Lions might be willing to part ways if the right offer comes along. Their focus right now is on maintaining a potent offense with Jared Goff leading the charge, but they're also eyeing the future and cap flexibility. Moving Sewell could free up some cap space and help them address other needs, especially on defense or at receiver. Now, why would Seattle be so interested? Well, the Seahawks have a lot to play for this year. Sitting at 10-3, they're in the thick of the NFC playoff picture, and their offensive line is solid but not perfect. They've had some injuries, like the minor knee injury to Peely, the defensive tackle, but overall, their offensive line has held up well. Still, upgrading at tackle with Sewell, who can boost pass protection by around 30% and potentially cut down sacks from around 25 to 15, would be huge. Imagine the impact of Sewell anchoring the right side, opening lanes for Kenneth Walker III, who's been fantastic this season, rushing for over 10 yards and looking like a true star. Sewell's presence could also help improve the team's fourth down conversion rate, which has hovered around 67%, but could easily push higher with better pass protection and run blocking. Sewell is more than just a blocker. He's a key piece that can influence game flow. His ability to dominate at the line of scrimmage, to clear paths and protect the quarterback, elevates the Seahawks' offensive game plan significantly. The Seahawks historically have been a team that values trench play. Think about how players like Trent Williams have impacted the 49ers offense, elevating their EPA by around 15% in recent years. Sewell in Seattle could have a similar impact, transforming the offensive line into a true power unit that sets the tone in every game. Let's talk about the bigger picture here. The Seahawks have a chance to make a real statement with this move, especially if they're able to secure Sewell and add him to a line that's already decent but needs that extra punch. With a move like this, they can push their Super Bowl odds from plus 650 to potentially plus 400, especially if Sewell's impact on the field mimics what we've seen from other great offensive tackles in recent history. His ability to open running lanes would be a game-changer for Kenneth Walker III, boosting his yardage towards that 400-yard goal and increasing the team's total rushing yards by more than 500 yards. That's not just about individual stats. It's about controlling the game on the ground, wearing out defenses, and creating more scoring opportunities. And it's not just about offense. Sewell's presence would bolster the entire team's confidence. When you have a dominant tackle protecting your quarterback, it relieves pressure and lets your offense breathe. It's about creating a foundation for sustained success, especially in the cold, tough NFC West matchups where trench battles often decide the outcome. Think about the NFC West opponents like the 49ers, Rams, and Cardinals. Having Sewell could give Seattle an edge, especially when facing those formidable fronts. Now, let's get a little historical perspective into this. Seahawks fans know how important the trenches are when chasing that Lombardi trophy. The 2013 team, for example, had a dominant offensive line that helped elevate Russell Wilson and power their Super Bowl run. Sewell, in that same mold, could be the kind of difference-maker who turns the tide in Seattle's favor for years to come. His projected impact isn't just immediate. It's about laying a long-lasting offensive foundation. Of course, a trade like this isn't just about talent. It's about strategy. The Seahawks have been building this roster with youth and cap space in mind, and acquiring Sewell could be part of a broader plan to contend now while planning for the future. The NFL is a league of adjustments, and smart teams are always looking for that extra edge. Sewell's addition might cost a first-rounder in 2026, but if it helps them make a deep playoff run, it's a risk worth taking. It's about putting the team in the best position to succeed, especially with the playoffs looming and the Seahawks hungry for another shot at the Super Bowl. And let's not forget, guys, the NFC West is a tough division, but it's also a division that's ripe for the taking if you have the right pieces. The 49ers are a powerhouse, but they're not invincible. The Rams are trying to rebuild, and the Cardinals are still finding their way. Seattle, with this kind of upgrade, could position itself as the division favorite, especially if they can dominate up front and protect their quarterback better than ever before. This move could be the catalyst for that division crown, giving the Seahawks not just a better chance to win this year, but to build a team that can contend for years to come. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering about the logistics, the cap hit, and how feasible this really is. Well, with teams like Detroit trying to manage their cap and stay competitive, offering Sewell in a trade for a first-rounder makes some sense. Detroit could use that pick to add more youth and depth to their roster, especially on the defensive side or at receiver, where they're looking to grow. And for the Seahawks, it's a bold move, a statement that they're all in for a Super Bowl run this year and beyond. It's a gamble, sure, but one that could pay off big time if Sewell lives up to his potential in Seattle. Imagine the scene, Sewell wearing the Seahawks, navy and green, anchoring that line and helping elevate the entire offense. The fans would love it, the team's offensive identity would get a serious boost, and the NFC West would have to take notice. It's a move that could define this franchise and set them up for sustained success. Seahawks fans, this is the kind of move that makes a difference, that shifts the narrative, and that keeps us dreaming about another Super Bowl appearance. So guys, keep your eyes peeled. The NFL trade deadline is coming up, and if this rumor turns into reality, it could be one of the most exciting moves in Seahawks history in recent years. It's all about building for the future while winning now, and Sewell could be that game changer we've all been waiting for. The Seahawks have a chance to make a bold statement, and I, for one, can't wait to see how this unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on the possibility of landing Penei Sewell? Do you think it's a smart move? How do you see him fitting into this team and making an impact? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion means the world to us and to the Seahawks. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our Seahawks. Let's keep the passion alive and keep dreaming big, because with a move like this, who knows? Maybe the Seahawks are on the verge of something truly special.